Hello, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of truth, facts, evidence, information, and proof. Swim. Say what you mean. It's talk about talking. How we listen, how we hear, how we speak, how we hear what we're listening to when we speak, how a listener hears what we're saying, if what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after we get that understanding, how do we accept it? How we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out. Welcome to The Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
And that would be yours truly. Good evening, everybody. I've got to get close to the microphone because I'm just that technical guy who kind of sort of knows what's going on based on experience. I have a monitor in my ear, but that monitor in my ear is not as accurate as what you may be getting on the other side. So based on my experience and knowledge, I know that I need to get a little closer until the background music stops, and then I can back up slowly and chill. This is my mobile kit. I am on the road again. But it's all good. This is going to be a special. Everything I do is a special. So if I say special, don't think it's something different than what I would normally do. This is SWIM, S-W-I-M. It is the acronym for Say What You Mean, but you know that already. And I don't know if you might notice or not, but my eyes might look a little sleepy. It's because they are a little puffy. It's because I've been a little stressed. I've had some funky stuff going on over the past couple days. But look right here. Here, see this? Let's see this. I'm gonna flex. Watch. You see that? That's a sign that I am strong. I've been knocked down 7 times, but this is the 8th time, and I am up, and I am ready to rock and roll. So until there's no more oxygen going in and out of my lungs, you will probably see me, and I will keep pushing until my time is done. Speaking of time being done, I lost a very dear companion to me just yesterday, and we're going to talk about that for a few minutes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a guest on. We're going to talk about that and something else, and then I'm going to take a break. When I come back from the break, then we're going to do a special tribute to my dear long-lost buddy and pal. Okay, so let's see how I can, or if I can, get my caller on. Thank you for your patience. Wow, I would skip the number to get in here, so thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, let me get my caller on, and we're going to rock and roll. Here's hoping you're having a great week already, and all is well. Mighty horn music, or oh, here we go.
Hello?
Hey, man, what's crack-a-lackin'?
What's up?
It's all good. You know, I'm on the road again, and I've got my road kit out, and my system is going to be kind of hollow, so to speak, for lack of a better word. I'm in a location that doesn't have padded walls like I'm used to, so we're just going to make it happen. Okay. You doing all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Well, of course, you already know. We're going to talk about 2 subjects, but I want to give you the opportunity to share your memories or thoughts, views, or comments, so to speak, on our extended family member, Junior, who you know transitioned just yesterday. It's been tough for me because, you know, I was his primary caretaker for just under 18 years. I say 18 years because I've got to give him extra credit. So, you kept him last summer while I was on business, and you and
Mhm.
Erica, y'all had the opportunity to spend some time with him. So, if there was anything you could say to, for, or about Junior, what would it be?
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm still kind of taking that in too. But he was a great dog. I mean, I grew up. I have three half sisters, of course. But I basically grew up an only child, and having Junior and then his father Buster in my life, they were like, I viewed them like siblings. So Junior was like my little bro, and
Yeah.
then spending that time with them last year, that was great. That was some good closure because I know I hadn't seen him in a while since I left for college, and I was glad to spend time with him some more. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was that. He was a little sibling to me.
Well, of course, you had a recent opportunity to spend some quality time with him. But what would be your fondest memory or most memorable of all three of them? Let's talk about Shorty, Buster, and Junior. Starting with Junior, what do you remember most about him?
I can't really pinpoint what I remember most about. I mean, I guess with him, each one of the group, they had their own personality. Junior was the chill one. He liked to be on his own. He didn't fuss much. He wasn't a fighter. Buster was the go getter. But Junior was like the calm, cool guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't want any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But if you backed him in the corner, he's definitely gonna do something.
Oh yeah, he will at least
Yeah.
try to bite his way out. What about Shorty?
Yeah, he'll show his teeth at least. Shorty, she was like Shorty was funny. I love Shorty. She was extremely. She was just funny. She was quirky. She move her head to the side while running forward, and just like it seemed like she had a personality that like would try to make you laugh, and while you're laughing, it seems like she got happier. It's
Yeah.
like she knew she was making you laugh.
Yeah.
And she was the one among the three that liked to play with toys and have fun with you.
And you know what's amazing? You talking about playing with toys. I, she was the only one that would actually fetch something. Junior
Yeah.
wouldn't go and get anything. Buster was like,
Nope.
"Really? Who, me?" But
Yeah,
Shorty
they
would be
both
like,
were like,
"Yo,
no.
what's up? Throw something so
And
I
I
can
think
go and
the
get it."
only reason why she did it was because she knew that you were trying to do it. It seemed like she was a people pleaser somewhat. She fed off your energy.
Yeah. And Beverly took good care of her, in her
Oh, yeah.
last days. And I tell you, I miss both of them. Junior being the last. I never saw your post, but somebody told me, hey, your son posted something. I don't know what it is with these social media, but I never saw your post, but they said something you said in reference to the last of the legends. And I thought to myself, he's trying to write like me. That sounds like something I would say. What did you mean, the last of the legends? Were you still in something that I might say, or was that totally you?
No, that's all me. But apple don't fall far from the tree. I guess if we think like that. But no, last of the legends because we raised Junior's. We had Buster and Shorty. They were the parents, and Junior was the last of that legacy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, may he rest in peace. People ask me already, you're going to get another dog? And people would ask me that considering he was really getting older and was up there. And people in the neighborhood would see me walking the dog for 17 of those years. I walked him every single day with the exception of the time I had to travel. And there were times when Beverly traveled, I would have all three. But of course, Shorty went first, and then Buster a couple of years ago, and then now Junior was hanging on. So now I'll be out there walking in memory of them. But people ask me, are you going to get another dog? I don't see that. I can't even imagine that with what I want to do.
It's hard to even think about that this soon.
Yeah, yeah.
At least, yeah.
And with what I want to do, in my life, I'm not sure if I want to do that. I think I'll wait till I settle down because I'm about to fire it up right now and get some fire under my seat and make some different kind of moves. This transition and, even in the past couple of years has caused me to be like deer in the headlights, and it's been tough. But I think now this is kind of giving me a different level of freedom, and I'm about to hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back Well, I will be coming back, but I think I'm going to take a little break. But anyway, now that that's done, I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back with the special tribute that I recorded earlier today, kind of outside. And I like to tell my guests about canning some of my live streams. So that's the part that I'm going to take a break and come back to. But I want to talk about something that's kind of current, and I know you and I kind of touched on this a while back, but I almost don't want to go here, but I can't help it because this subject and this person has been on my heart and on my mind. And I'm kind of nervous about what might come out of my mouth, considering all of the hoopla that's going on about it. But before I speak mine, I want you to tell me, what are your thoughts, for one, about Yeezy, Kanye, and how he's being responded to. I don't know a lot about it. I don't know a lot about him other than what I see in passing by social media or the TV. So I don't know a lot. I'm just going to share based on what I know. But tell me what your generic thoughts are about Kanye and his response.
Generic thoughts? It's mixed. I feel like I'm not trying to be offensive here, but at the same time, I think he definitely has a few loose screws, but at the same time, he's not. He knows what he's talking about, but I think he expresses what he's saying the wrong way and doesn't think about that. I mean, isn't aware of that. This recent controversy he's going on talking about Jewish people with anti-Semitic responses. I personally don't think he's anti-Semitic. I just think he shared something that actually is factual, but the wrong way. You don't talk about a whole entire group of people, but he shared some factual statements just in a wrong way.
Okay.
If that kind of answers your question.
Yeah, it does. I'm careful when I use the word wrong or right. When you say wrong, what do you mean wrong?
Okay, so he said, like, I know one that sounded like provocative. He tweeted something saying he's going DEFCON 3 against Jewish people. DEFCON is a reference to like military readiness. When we get attacked or there's a threat of attack on the country, we raise our defense readiness level to a certain level. So when you say you're going 3, that means you're going on a high state alert. And I think he referenced that because, a lot of people that owns the banks, the music industry, people that owns these record labels, they're high. I can't think of the word high. They're people that that runs these markets. They just happen to be Jewish at the same time. So when you say that, I get what he's saying, but it's not a reflection on all Jewish people.
I don't think he said all Jewish people. Did you hear him say all Jewish?
When he said Jewish people, that's where he was wrong at. And then he went on, during this interview, he was saying, I'm jealous at the fact that Jewish people do this. Jewish people don't abort their children. Jewish people keep their money within their community, stuff like that. And I mean, it's just you want to talk about specific people, not an entire body of people, because all Jewish people aren't the same. There's poor Jewish people. Just like everybody else. There's rich Christians. You don't talk about all Christians.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
I want to, first of all, agree with you. You're right. You don't, consider everybody when you're talking about a group, because that would be impossible, and it's just not intelligence. And for, not in defense of Kanye, but I don't recall him saying all. And I think, and I know I get your point, and I'm not, again, speaking for him, but I don't think he said all. And I think I'm going to...
the word all, but when you say Jewish people,
I know, but it's what you said in response, and I don't recall him saying all, because I can only imagine, even with, a screw partially loose like most of us, I can't imagine he meant all, and I don't know if he did, and I'm not speaking.
I personally... people that, I personally don't believe he meant all like that, but when you say I'm doing this against Jewish people and Jewish people do that.
I get that point. No, I
You
totally
know,
get that. And I guess there is a different way he could have said it if he wanted to be politically correct or try not to offend someone. But is there a nice way to speak your mind and or what you believe as the truth? Is there a way to please everybody, if I can use
yeah.
the word all? There is a way?
Not even to please. You say it the right way. So when he's talking about that, there's a factual thing behind that. You know, there is the group of 5 or 6 families that runs basically the entire world. You got people that there's a group of families that's been running our banks for almost a decade. You got the Rockefellers, you got them, and without going too deep, a lot of these families happen to be Jewish. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, there's all these conspiracies behind these families. But there's a few group of people that has a large grip on all of our social media, all of our mainstream media, all of our music influence, our TV. You know, it can be linked to one family. So he's kind of speaking on that. And you know, if he's gonna do that, you need to be specific, not just be generic. Call out the name of the people that's running this, not an entire race or an entire religion.
Okay, I kind of get that, and I respect what you're saying. I'm not for or against it. I just respect, you know, your thoughts, your views, and your comments, and thank you for sharing. You know, it's a tough subject, and sometimes people are afraid to speak on certain things. And I hope that, you know, this conversation doesn't create anything like that, because I'm not here to offend anybody in any kind of way. But it is something that has, you know, been on my mind, you know, in response to what he might be saying. And again, I don't know enough about it to make a specific or direct comment. But there's a part of me that feels a little compassion for him because of what is considered or what would be, you know, related to as a mental condition that he may have admitted to or may be known for. That too. But it's hard to totally dismiss everything he's saying because either I don't like it or I don't understand it. I don't think I will start investigating or researching it, but I'll listen a little bit more before I jump on the bandwagon and do like many people are doing, disassociating or, you know, disconnecting from him totally. I don't know enough about him. I don't know enough about the subject, but I do have a little compassion for, you know, people that may not be understood or heard. And I'm going to talk about another celebrity that somewhat spoke on it. Dave Chappelle had something to say about when he, you know, brought attention to something. And again, I don't know enough about it. And he wasn't speaking in defense of Kanye, but he said, you know, when he was not necessarily favored for his decisions or his own thoughts, that, you know, he was ostracized in a certain kind of way. And we saw that happen with him, and we saw him, you know, he was able to come back. So whatever he did, maybe there's an opportunity for, you know, Kanye to come back, because he did contribute something to society. His music was, you know, impressive in a lot of ways to a lot of people, but it seems like now he's going in an area of just, you know, just not favorable. I don't know how it's going to turn out, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because this is about Junior, and, you know, Kanye is still in the spotlight for a moment. But I just kind of have a little compassion, and I want to wait until all the cards have been viewed before I have, you know, any kind of real comment or even an opinion or even pick a side as to what I think. So I don't have an opinion other than compassion, and my thoughts and prayers are with him as well as the people that he may have offended, because I understand when people don't feel good about someone disrespecting them or feeling like they're being disrespected. So I'm just going to try to send good vibes out and cover everybody, and maybe we can, you know, that can be another one of those things we can come to the table and talk about. Maybe there is something that needs to be heard that he's trying to say, and maybe he needs to understand what it means to say it in the way that he's saying. But anyway, with that being said, I'm not going to hold you long. I'm going to pull up my spot here and take a break. Then I'm going to come back with my tribute to Junior. Other than that, is everything good with you?
Oh yeah, everything's good. You know, just getting adjusted to this new lifestyle.
Right.
You know,
Congratulations
baby girl
again
in the
on
house.
that. Yep, and I'm looking forward to whatever's ahead. But anyway, congratulations to y'all again, and thanks for being a part of my live stream. I'm going to go ahead and let you go get back to whatever you were doing. So enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, you too.
All right, I'll holler.
The Swimming Pool with Travis Bridges is a talk segment about talking. Talk about talking? Yes, talk about talking. It's designed to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, and what we do with the information we receive during communication. The mind is automatically programmed to protect the body and soul. It displays that through each and every encounter we experience. If any part of the body is threatened, the mind will automatically issue the flight command. The flight command to retreat to safety. Well, that same command is also deployed when our ego is threatened. The ego, yes, the ego. It's so natural and common, it happens oftentimes without us even knowing. Engaging in conversation and staying focused on what is present is considered mental fitness. It strengthens our emotions and helps us to gain control of our circumstances instead of having our circumstances overtake our thinking and our very existence. It's a difficult task to achieve because our feelings, beliefs, and desires are so strong that it causes us to totally disregard even the most common or basic reasoning. This live stream is only here to bring awareness to that subconscious process. Nothing or no one is actually wrong. However, the idea of being open to anything outside of what we've already concluded is golden, especially if the new information is transparent. The Swim developers would like to say thanks for supporting, watching, listening, and sharing this information. Now, back to the swimming pool. Let's dive in and swim.
Yes, let's dive in and swim. But before we dive in and swim, I want to say good evening to Christine, to Tasha, to Kimberly, to my sister Robin, who's in the house, who are all offering condolences to me. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. You know I do. It's been tough, and I hope I don't look sad because I've been sad for a few days for a lot of different reasons. But inside, I'm okay. It's just, when a bowling ball falls on your toe, you at least say, ouch. So I'm just saying, ouch, about that. But anyway, I'm going to take another very short break, and I'm going to come back with my special tribute. So hold the spot you got. I'll be right back.
Mighty Horn Music. Smooth jazz, top 40, R&B, inspirationals, and more. Live from the Hollywood Home Studio. Like, share, subscribe. And thanks for tuning in.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to another edition of The Swimming Pool. SWIM, S-W-I-M. That is the acronym for Say What You Mean. This is definitely a different version. I am now returning from the first break, and I want to try to explain how that works. Every week, I am live. I will have canned guests, or an artist, or someone that I will have on. But I just kind of want my guests to know that, or my audience rather, that I'm not somewhere else and sending you some old feed from a long time ago. That happened maybe once when I was out of town, but 99% of the time I show up on Wednesday nights as I expect you to show up, but I will have a canned guest. So with that being said, this is me back from the break, and I have kind of sort of bittersweet. I'm bidding farewell to my longtime companion, Junior. I've had Junior for almost 18 years now, and from what I understand, that's a long time for any kind of pet, especially a small dog. And Junior was a full-bred min pin. That's a miniature pinscher, and I actually bred him myself, Beverly myself, and TJ. And the history of Junior is this. Buster was his father. Buster was a gift to TJ when he was a young boy. And after he had Buster for about a year or so, we thought it was a good idea for us to get a companion for Buster. And I gave Shorty to Beverly as a gift. And it wasn't long before they made it and begotten a litter of 6. And one of the 6 passed away thanks to the pet store. That's another story. But Junior was the pick of the litter out of those 6. And the rest of them we gave away to different people and found them good homes. But Junior ended up staying with me, him and a Buster. And I guess I would say Junior kind of outlived them all. I think Shorty was around for about 12 or 13 years, 14 years exactly. And Buster was about 15 or 16, and a year and a half ago, almost 2 years, Buster passed away. And just yesterday, on October 31st into the morning of November 1st, that's when I got the news that Junior had transitioned. I'm away on business travel, and I have a sitter that was watching him, and of course we kind of expected that his time was near, but I was hoping he would make it until I got back. But I think I had this imaginary thing in my head after we took care of him with the vet and all, that while I was gone, he was like, hey man, you got your business taken care of. And I at least waited for that. But the bus is waiting for me. Shorty and Buster is on the bus and they're waiting for me. So I'm sorry I couldn't wait for you to get back. I have to go and be with them and move on to what's next for me. Just like you have to move on with what's next for you. And me knowing my dog, and if dogs could think and talk, I'm imagining that's what happened. The bus came while I was gone. He couldn't wait till I got back because he's waited for many times. I've had many travels where I had to go away and leave him in the care of many people who were kind and loving towards him and took care of the house for me. Friends, and people that were just too kind for me. But I imagine that his bus came and he had to go. And we've had many good years together. If you are a pet owner, you know what I'm talking about. If you have lost them, or if you still have your pet, you know the joy they bring, even when we have to clean up behind them or deal with them and their petness or dogness or whatever you want to call it. But I have a somewhat smile on my face because I've gotten rid of most of my sadness. But I guess when I do get home tomorrow, I guess it'll hit on a different level where I will not have him there to greet me when I get there. And I guess I'll deal with that when that happens. But, I'm a tough guy. I will miss him. And people ask me already, would you get another pet? It's hard to ask that question when you first lose, your pet. I don't see that happening. I have too many things ahead of me that I've got to take care of, including my health. The last 2 years has been just devastating with everything that I've been going through. And I think this culminates it. Losing my pet now leaves just me to take care of just me. And I'm going to do that. I really am going to live my best life moving forward. I'm grateful to God that He spared me this time, and I don't want to waste any more time. One of my friends told me on the phone just the other day, the best thing you can do is live well. And there's nothing more valuable than your health. I'm grateful that although I don't like, how I look and feel, it's been a struggle for a while, but I think I have another opportunity, and it is this very moment to focus on me. And that's what I'm going to do. Thank you, God, for giving me this space and this time. And thank you for my dog, Junior. I'm going to miss that dog. Man, he had a bark that was bigger than his bite. Of all 3 of them, Shorty was the most aggressive one, in terms of being protective. And I think that's why, she ended up with Beverly and took care of Beverly for, many years. Buster was just a brute. He didn't back down from anything, but he wasn't an instigator like Shorty. And Junior was like, I guess the most kind one of all. He would bark, but then when it would get heated, he would take off. He was a good guard dog, though, because I could hear an ant crawl on a leaf outside, and he would let me know. And as he got older, he started to slow down a little bit. And the last few years, have been, the slowest for him. One of my other friends said he was an old man for a long time. And he was. A dog that'll live 18 years is an old dog. But I remember even before I left the last walk, he was very strong, although he had lost his vision and his hearing was challenged. He was still strong. He still ate well and he still drank well and he did not go in the house. He was still controlling. Sometimes he would lose it, but for the most part, he was a normal functioning dog before he transitioned on yesterday. So, I guess normally I would have a whole lot of good things to talk about, and I do. Man, I've got some great things happening that I want to share with you guys. And again, this is therapy for me. I come on as an up and coming YouTuber, to exercise my old radio skills and my current voiceover skills, and it's good for me. And I do have a few subscribers, I'll say that support me, and I appreciate you guys all for doing that. And I promise you I have more good content on the way, and I'm going to keep this going for as long as I can, whether I have a large audience or not. But this is my farewell tribute to my pet, longtime companion, Junior. He's gone, not forgotten. I have to go on and keep moving, and I'm going to do just that. It's no one else. My son is on his own. Of course, I have a new granddaughter on the way. I'm not going to be able to ever not, mention her or think about her or talk about her. But I'm going to just focus on me now and be the best that I can be. And as we say, farewell to Junior. Thanks to all of my friends, all of my close friends who knew Junior and who helped, to take care of him with me and loved him just as much as I did. I appreciate you all. And especially TJ and Erica. You took him for a while for me last year whenever I was away on business. That meant the world to me. I'll be indebted to you guys, for forever for that. And everybody else, all of my close friends, it's amazing me being the good dude that I am. How could a person like me have enemies? Well, I'm still asking God that question. And maybe I don't. Maybe I have people that are just there, to challenge me to become better. But anyway, don't want to get off on that. Rest in peace, Junior. Enjoy your heavenly life or whatever happens to us after our life on earth, or our life in the earth realm with our spirit. I'm sure your remains will do just like everything else, be recycled over and whatever. But I'll miss you. Thank you for all the years that you were, my buddy, my pal, my friend. And say hello to everybody up there in dog and regular heaven for me, okay? Till the next time, you guys do me a favor. Find someone or something that you need to say I love you to. Don't just say it, but show it and mean it. And by all means, whatever life you have left, make the best of it, just like I'm going to do. Take care and thank you.
SWYM. Swim. Say what you mean. As much as this information is designed to bring awareness to how we listen, hear, and process, it is also a form of therapy. The little person inside of all of us needs to be heard. As adults, even listening to ourselves is a form of healing, strengthening, and growth. It's okay to speak, talk, express yourself, and be heard, even if you're the only listener. If our testimony does anything at all for anyone else, that makes the continued effort worth the time. Get the words out. You'll feel better, And that's a promise. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
You know, sometimes it seems like all the good times are gone. But you got to keep on searching. You got to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. For example, take me standing right here today. I would not be here with you if I believed the things that the people say. You got to keep on searching. Keep on searching. Keep it on the cool side. Keep it on the cool side. Keep on